Hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'll link the description in the box below just to keep the intro nice and quick, but today's video is about pelvic floor strengthening. So what is that? What is the pelvic floor? Very quickly, our pelvic floor is I look at it as a spring that holds, it's the base of all of our pelvic organs and our bladder control for us ladies. So when we're wanting to stop ourselves from going to the toilet, the spring contracts and squeezes, and then when we go to do number one or number two in the bathroom, the spring relaxes and lets go. So this all functions normal day to day. And then we throw pregnancy and childbirth into the mix, and what does that do? Well, the spring has to stretch and accommodate baby coming down, and that can weaken the spring mechanism essentially. So as a physiotherapist working in clinic, I see a lot of my ladies, it could even be 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, maybe their kids are all grown up or their kids are still quite small, but ladies coming in and their common complaint is bladder weakness, not being able to stop themselves from a gush of water coming out of them anytime they are exercising or even doing something simple like coughing or sneezing. So it's a muscle system just like anything else, which means we have to strengthen it postnatally. So this is going to be a video, like it's going to be quite quick, targeting the pelvic floor muscles themselves, and then all the neighbouring muscles surrounding it to try to get things to fire back up again for you. So it would be ideal if you could do this short sweet program at least twice per week, or if you're doing other forms of Pilates on top of that, that will all count as well. So we're going to start off in standing. The squat's a very, very functional way to get warmed up, and then the rest of the exercises will be down on the mat. Okay, so come and take yourself onto your mat, find a little bit of space, feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Tuck in your pelvis here so that your back's not in an arched position. Okay, so we've got a wee squeeze of the bum, the core, the pelvic floor muscles. And to squeeze your pelvic floor muscles, guys, you're thinking about what it feels like when you stop your urine mid-flow. So if you're on the toilet and you were passing urine and you wanted to stop yourself, it's that inner squeeze. So when we're pulling and tucking the pelvis in, I want you to squeeze back and front passages if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet. A light squeeze of the glutes and a draw in, a very light draw in of the tummy muscles. Take a breath in at the top, and on the breath out, sitting down into a squat, arms coming out in front. Just doing a few squats to warm up, and we'll do some pulsing and holds, bringing in pelvic floor to it, just getting warmed up. Thinking about your knees going out over your middle toes, no knees buckling in. Just a few to get the heart rate up slightly and warm up these muscles, our quads, our glutes, our tummy muscles. Good. Okay, on the next one, we're going to come down and hold. Hold. Hands come into prayer position. Squeeze your pelvic floors if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet. Take a big breath in. Breath out to stand back up. Good. And then just going in for 5 singles. Yet again, thighs start to fire up a little bit, which is good. Strengthening up the quads for walking and running. Down and hold. Hands in prayer position. Squeeze the pelvic floors if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet. 3, 2, 1. Stand back up. Good. 5 singles. Just go straight in for it. Go straight in for it. 2 more. And on this last one, we're going to come down and pulse. So we'll come down, pulse, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And standing back up. Absolutely excellent. From here, we'll just do a little bit of high marching. I'll turn to the side again. Pelvic floor, core, and bum muscles tucked in. Hands out in front. High knee taps. Keeping the impact nice and low in this one, of course, because we know with jumping around, your pelvic floor won't like you for that yet. Yet. Things will improve. You just have to put the work in, unfortunately, but will definitely get better the more you put into it. 2 more each side. Last one. Excellent. Arms come down by the side. Okay, from here, we're going to do a spinal roll down to come down onto the mat like we usually do, just to stretch out your lower back. Take a breath in at the top, and I am breathless. And breath out, rolling down. through the spine, one vertebra at a time, to come right the way down to touch your toes. Or you might not be at your toes, you might just be at your knees, you might be at your shins, you might be at your ankles. Just go to where feels comfortable. And we're just going to be here for a little second, just stretching out and opening up. Take a big breath in, and on the breath out, bend down through your knees, walk your hands forward. So you're down on your mat in a lovely all fours position. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Have a look down at your knees are hip width apart, toes turned up at the back. We're starting off with a plank. Take a breath in. On your breath out, press down through the hands and the feet, hover the knees just a few inches up off the mat. Now while we're up here, I'm going to think about drawing your abdominals up and towards your spine. Squeezing through your pelvic floors if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Touch down onto the knees, child's pose, back we come, sending the bum all the way back onto the heels, toes pointed down, arms outstretched out in front. We're going to be flowing from the plank there into this child's pose 5 times. So we come back up, hands underneath the shoulders, toes turned up at the back, press down through the hands and the feet, hover the knees a couple of inches up off the mat. Squeeze your pelvic floor the entire time while we're up there. We're doing 10-second holds, squeezing front and back passages if you wanted to stop yourself from passing wind or stop yourself from going to the toilet. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Touch down onto the knees, flip the toes back in child's pose. All the way back you go. Pressing through your hands to get more of your bum back onto your heels. Take a big deep breath in. 3 more, coming back up onto the hands and knees, turn the toes up, pull the belly up, press down through the hands and the feet, hover the knees, breathe, squeeze the pelvic floor. You're imagining a zip from back passage to front passage. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Touch down onto the knees, child's pose, back you go. 2 more to go, this is excellent. Back up onto hands and knees. Toes turned up, draw the abdominal cavity up, and let's rise into the plank. Squeeze that pelvic floor. Trying to stop yourself from going to the toilet. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. We've got 1 more to go. Like I say, nice and low impact, but oh, those muscles are working. Back up into all fours. Final time. Pressing down through the hands and the feet. Let's hover. Good. So I'm really squeezing my bum, squeezing internally. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Excellent. Okay, from here we're going to do a bird dog. I apologise for the width of my camera. It's not great today, so I'm just going to move off to the sides so that you can at least see my legs. Okay, so bird dog, starting off with the left leg picks out behind you, knee straight and leading with the heel. So we've got left leg out behind us, and we're going to bring the right arm reaching out in front like so, lower the 2 back down. Excellent. Right leg goes out behind, left arm reaches. Again, my apologies for the video. Lower back down. Good. We're going to do a few on each side. Left leg, right arm reaching, lower back down. Right leg, right arm, right leg, left arm, lower back down. 3 more on each side. Left leg and lower. Good. Right leg and lower. 2 more each side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. You might feel a little bit wobbly, and that's absolutely fine. This will come with time. Last 1. Excellent. Lower back down. From here, we're going to turn over onto our backs. Most of the rest of the series is going to be on our backs. So we're going to do a combined exercise, a glutes bridge into a lower abdominal strengthening exercise. So we'll start off in the bridge. I'll teach you the bridge, and then I'll teach you the double tabletop taps, and then we'll add the 2 together. So in our glutes bridge, we're at the bottom of our Pilates rest position, which is feet hip distance apart, heels just underneath the buttock creases, arms resting down by your side, all 10 fingers pressing into the mat. Now as you lie here and as you squeeze those shoulder blades back into your mat, you're going to find your rib cage rising slightly, and there might be a slight arch in your back, which is perfect, that is normal. We're going to play around with the arch in that back there with our breath. So when you breathe in, I want you to increase the arch in your back, because that will happen naturally. Okay, so take a big deep breath in. And when you breathe out, I want you to flatten that arch of your back all the way onto the mat. Squeeze your lower back tight onto the mat as you breathe out. Breathe in and increase the arch in the back. Breathe out to decrease the arch in the back. Flatten it into the mat, tightening up the core and those pelvic floor muscles. We'll do 3 more like this. Breathe in and increase the arch in the back. Breathe out and decrease the arch in the back. Breathe in and increase. Breathe out to decrease the arch in the back. Press all of your lower back into the mat, squeeze the bum and the tummy. Breathe in and increase the arch in the back. Breathe out to decrease the arch in the back. And you'll see my core really contracting here. Now, keeping your lower back pressed into the mat as hard as you can, what we're going to do is continue the scoop up, rising into the glutes bridge. So it's lifting your bum up into the air, and your arms should still be making contact on the ground here, all 10 fingers pressing down into the mat. Keep that core connection that you had just created on the mat below by keeping your tummy muscles and your bum muscles squeezed and tight. Absolutely excellent. Without moving your feet, think about dragging your heels towards your bum. That'll activate your glutes and your hamstrings, which will be a supporting structure to the pelvic floor. From here, lower down through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, until the last thing that touches back down is your bum. Good. Take a breath in at the bottom, increasing the arch in the back. When you breathe out, decrease the arch in the back, flatten all of the lower back into the mat, and then continue to scoop the pelvis up, lifting the bum up to the ceiling, rising into the glutes bridge. Good. Tummy tight, pelvic floor squeezed at the top here, front and back passage, buttock muscles engaged, gently dragging your heels towards your bum. So I'm going to do 3 of these. Take a breath in. On the breath out, lowering down through your spine, 1 vertebra at a time. So you're starting up at your bra strap first, then the next vertebra, then the next vertebra. The very last thing that's going to touch back down is your bum. Take a breath in at the bottom, increase the arch in the back. Breath out to decrease the arch in the back, flatten the back into the mat, scoop your pelvis up, rising into the glutes bridge for the 3rd and final time. Now that you've got the hang of these, that was excellent. Keeping the tummy, pelvic floor muscles engaged as if you're stopping yourself from going to the toilet. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for me. This is where the magic happens. Take a breath in at the top. And on your breath out, lowering down through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Okay, so keep that one in mind because we are going to come back to that. That was just a few to warm up. And the next one is our double tabletop. So we're going to pick the left leg up into a tabletop position, which is knee directly over the hip, shin bent 90 degrees. Before we take the right leg up into the double tabletop, again, I want you to think about your lower back pressed in hard into the mat through a nice contraction of your tummy muscles, your pelvic floor and your glutes. Breathe in and lift the right leg into the double tabletop. While you're up here, you're going to find it much harder work to keep your lower back pressed onto the mat. So I really want you focusing there. That tuck through of the pelvis to flatten the back onto the mat. You might want a head cushion underneath your head here. Otherwise, arms are rested down by your side. Pull your toes up towards your face. We're leading with the heels. Take a breath in at the top. On the breath out, we're tapping the right heel down onto the mat. Breathe in to pull it back up. On the breath out, tap the left heel down onto the mat. Breathe in to pull back up. Breathe out and down with the right. Breathe in to pull back up. Breathe out and down with the left. Breathe in to pull back up. Let's do 2 more each side. Breathing in to pull up. Breathing out to go down. Breathing in to pull up. 1 more time each side. Keep your lower back pressed into the mat. And if you've got back pain here, build up towards. It's good. Take a hold of your knees, grab them and pull them in towards your chest. Absolutely excellent. So we're going to add these 2 together, going from quick succession, one into the other. We'll do 10 glutes bridges and then 10 double tabletop taps. So we'll pop the legs back down into our glutes bridge position, hands resting down by our side. Squeeze the shoulder blades into the mat. Take a breath in to increase the arch in the back. On the breath out, decrease the arch in the back, flatten it into the mat, squeeze through your pelvic floor as you rise into the glutes bridge. Good. Squeezing at the top here. And we are also going to add in our tabletop here as well. So this is where the two kind of become one. I want you to think about taking all of your weight down through your left leg, making it nice and heavy. Start to gently lighten that right foot and pick the right leg up into the tabletop. Fix the height of your bridge, lower the leg back down, again fix the height of your bridge. You're staying up here the whole time. Left leg up into the tabletop, lower back down, fix the height of your bridge. Right leg to the tabletop, lower back down, fix the height of your bridge. Good. Left and down. 3 more to go each side. Right leg lifts, taps back down, fix the height of your bridge in the middle, always. Good. Pelvic floor squeezed every time the foot touches back down. We've got 1 more on each leg after this left leg rising. Tap back down, fix the height of your bridge. 1 more time each side. Use the strength of your arms. Squeeze through your pelvic floor. Left and down. Take a breath in at the top. Increase the height of your bridge. On the breath out, lower and down through the spine. 1 vertebra at a time. Good. Pick the left leg up into the tabletop with your lower back firmly planted onto the mat, and the right leg up into the tabletop, leading with the heels. And we're going to go in for our taps from here, our double tabletop taps. Keep your lower back pressed onto the mat and your pelvic floor squeezed. Breathe in, breath out, tap down on the right heel. Breathe in to pull back. Breath out and down on the left. Breathe in to pull back. Breath out and down on the right. Breathe in to pull back. Keep your lower back pressed into the mat. Good. 2 more each side after this. Keeping my pelvic floor squeezed. 2 more each side. Breath out. Shh. Breath in to come back. Breath out to go down. Breath in to come back. 1 more time each side. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And breath in. Good. Take a hold of your knees, grab them and give them a pull up towards you. Excellent. We're going to do 1 more set. Popping down left leg and then right leg. Good. Arms down by your side. Glutes bridge. Take a breath in at the bottom. Increasing the arch in the back. Breath out. Decrease the arch in the back. Flatten it into the mat. Pull your pelvis up towards your face, rising into the glutes bridge without dumping into your ribs. So I've still, like I say, got to squeeze through my belly, my pelvic floor and my bum muscles here, and the heels gently dragging towards my buttocks. So we're going to do a few little pulses here at the top, and then we're going to bring in our legs. So we're always layering exercises to make them more and more difficult. So up at the top here, we're going to thrust the hip bones up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, thrust, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay at the top. Take all of your weight down through your left leg. We're only doing 3 on each side. Right leg picks up to the tabletop. Lower back down, fix the height of your bridge. Left leg to the tabletop. Lower back down, fix the height of your bridge. Good. Right leg to the tabletop. Lower back down, fix the height of your bridge. Keep pelvic floor squeezed. Reminder to squeeze your pelvic floor to stop yourself from going to the toilet. Left leg to the tabletop. Fix the height of your bridge. 10 more pulses at the top. Let's pulse. Use your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep pelvic floor squeezed tight. Last 3, 2, 1. And lower down through your bridge, 1 vertebra at a time, until the last thing that touches back down is your bum. We've only 1 more set of our lower tummy strengthening exercises to do. This time we're just going to make it a touch more difficult. So we're going to float the hands up so that they're directly above the shoulder joint, hands facing towards each other as if you're holding a football. Now, again, while your arms are up here, you're going to feel that that may have increased the arch in the back. So before we do anything with the legs, press all of your lower back as hard as you can into the mat. Like I say, if you feel like your head's wanting to come up, you can get a head cushion in behind your head here. We're going to pick the left leg up into the tabletop, pressing into the lower back to get all of your back onto that mat. Squeeze your pelvic floor to stop yourself from going to the toilet. And let's take the right leg up into the tabletop. Absolutely excellent. Pulling the toes up towards your face, leading down with the heels. Keep the hands where they are, they're not going to move anywhere. And we're going to tap down with the right leg first. Heel touches down. Breathing in to pull back. Breathing out to go down. Breathing in to come back. Breathing out to go down on the right. Breathing in to come back. Keep your lower back pressed into the mat. This has just made it slightly more difficult by taking away the support of the arms. Right leg down and up. Left leg down and up. 2 more on each side. Nearly there. And up. Left leg and up. Last time, right and up. Good. Left leg and up. Good. Take a hold of your knees, grab them, pull them into your chest. Absolutely amazing. Now all we are going to finish with, that's pretty much the traditional program done. Well done. I'm going to add in, I really love side series, so to finish off we are going to do a side plank or 2. So pop down right leg and left leg, coming on to your side. So I'm on my left hand side facing you guys. Elbow directly underneath the shoulder. Knees bent, one knee up on top of the other. We'll start off with a modified beginner's side plank. And we're going to lift through the side body, lifting the hips up. Oh, I'll shift down a wee bit so you can still see me. Pressing down through the forearm and the knees, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. And bringing your top arm up as well. So from here, you're just getting a little bit of a contraction in the shoulder. And you'll be feeling it down the side obliques as well. Absolutely excellent. Lower back down. And if you want to make it more difficult, you can make the legs longer. And lifting up, one leg up on top of the other. Up to lift as well. Good. Lower back down. We're just doing 5 of these. Up to rise, be it that you're in the long plank or in the modified plank on the knees. Just do what feels good for you. Good. Lower back down. Give me 3 more like that. Rise. Squeezing pelvic floor. Squeezing the side tummy muscles. Lower back down. 2 more. Rise. Squeezing pelvic floor at the top as if I want to stop myself from going to the toilet. Last time. Up we rise. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Excellent. Lower back down. And it's just a quick change over to the other side. So it's just lightening up the side body slightly. Getting the inner thigh and outer thigh working. So you may be on the bent knees if it suits you better, rising up for your first one, or you might be in the long one. Whatever feels best. For us ladies, our shoulders tend to be slightly weaker in our Pilates, so bear that in mind when you're doing your side planks. Like I say, you might want to be here as opposed to here. Either one foot stacked up on top of the other or one foot out in front of the other, the top leg being out in front. Good. Lower back down. Just 3 more to go. Rise. Squeezing your pelvic floor, front and back passages if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet. Lower back down. 2 more. 2 more. Lift. Squeezing internally. Lower back down. 5th and final time. Can you believe it? Breath in at the top. Breath out to lower back down. Absolutely excellent. And then you're free to go about your day. Do this as often as you like. Like I say, this is quite a quick program, 20 minutes. So you may find that you could manage this daily or every other day. Pick a day and a time that suits you and practice those Kegels all throughout the day. So you could be sitting at your desk, making dinner, practicing that inner squeeze, front and back passages if you want to stop yourself from going to the toilet. You'll be sick of me hearing me saying that, but you practice, like I say, practice that. Don't do it too much when you're on the toilet. You can try doing it just to get what it feels like. If you're doing a number 1, to stop mid-flow, but don't do it too often because it can irritate your bladder. So once you get an idea of what that internal squeeze feels like, go for it. And hopefully you'll enjoy this video and start to see the effects of it. Take care and I'll see you on the next one.